Hey loves, so I'm back with the pregnancy update, and this is going to be for weeks 19 to 21, and we are finally caught up because I'm actually in week 21 right now. So we're going to start off with week 19. So much changed for me in week 19, y'all. My vomiting significantly decreased. Week 19, I started vomiting probably only every other day. I mean, there were some days where I might vomit twice in one day, but then I would go another day or two without vomiting. So I was just so happy that I got some relief from that. That changed everything for my pregnancy. I felt like I was back to normal, kind of, not completely. I don't feel ever back to normal during pregnancy. I always feel a little different, but I was able to just get things done. I know I mentioned how I had so many phobias in my last pregnancy vlog. All those phobias went away. I was no longer scared of the feeling of lotion and creams and face creams and hair products and all that stuff. So I finally washed my matted, dirty hair, cornrowed it, started wearing wigs again. I started doing my nails. My face is still really terrible, really rough. But starting in week 19, I was able to just take care of it a lot better simply because I didn't fear face creams, face washes, and all that stuff. I didn't fear the feeling of it. So week 19 prenatal appointment was a pretty big one. It started off with a ultrasound, and the ultrasound was the longest ultrasound that I've ever had. It was literally 15 to 30 minute ultrasound where they did a whole overview of the baby. It started off with a transvaginal ultrasound where, again, they stick the probe in your vagina and they checked my cervix to make sure that my cervix would be competent for the entire pregnancy, and my cervix measured appropriately, so my cervix is good to go. And then they took it out and they did the regular ultrasound that's on top of my belly, and they checked everything when it came to the baby. They checked the heart, they checked the vessels in the heart, the compartments in the heart, they checked the head, the length of the arms, the hands, to make sure they're all 10 fingers. They checked to make sure they're all 10 toes. They checked the feet and the legs. They checked the torso. I mean, they checked the baby's entire body and checked off on everything to make sure everything was measuring perfectly. The one thing that I noticed about my ultrasounds in comparison to other people's ultrasounds is I feel like the ultrasound machine at my doctor's office isn't good, because whenever I get pictures, they're not that clear. Like, I want a very clear ultrasound picture of the profile of the baby so I can more see what the baby looks like, but there are just no really clear pictures that I get. I don't know if the ultrasound machine is just crap or if my baby just moves too much, so every time a picture is taken it's kind of blurry, but I just don't feel like I get a really good ultrasound picture, and I'll show you the picture so you know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, another thing in the ultrasound that was just so funny and so cute was when she was measuring the baby. I don't remember what part she was measuring, but the baby at first, when she started looking at the baby was face up, you know, head up, stomach up, chest up. And that's how the baby was laying. But after she started measuring the baby for a while, I don't know if the baby got annoyed or what happened, but the baby flipped over face down, and then the baby put its hand behind its back, like just one hand behind its back, was like, leave me alone. And I was so surprised because its hand was like all the way up here, and I was so used to the baby being lower, and I don't even know how the baby twisted its hand behind its back like that because it looked kind of weird. But yeah, that's what it did. So I don't know if the baby got annoyed with the ultrasound, because I've heard ultrasounds can annoy babies or be really loud or something. I don't know. And another thing that was surprising to me was I didn't even feel the flip at all. I do feel movements, but that flip I did not feel. So this is when the baby was head up, and then you can see what I'm talking about as far as it's just not clear. It's like really fuzzy. I cannot really see the profile of the baby that well. But anyways, this is the baby's head, and then this is the baby's body. And that's when it was head up before it got annoyed and flipped over. Now this is after the baby flipped over and put its hand behind its back. So it's head down, and there's the body. And too bad you can't see the hand behind its back in this picture, but it was just so cute when it put its hand behind its back and was like, leave me alone. Like, after seeing the ultrasound pictures, I was really surprised when I read that the baby was only the size of a mango, because based upon the ultrasound pictures, the baby looks so much bigger than the size of a mango. And also just based upon what I feel in my stomach, like, I feel like the baby has to be bigger than the size of a mango. But of course, that's the size that it was at week 19. Another fun fact I found out was the baby's only awake 6 hours out of a 24-hour day, which was also surprising to me because my baby is always moving. When I'm awake, I can always feel the baby moving off and on, off and on. So to me, it feels like the baby's awake a lot longer than 6 hours a day, but that's what it says. So after the appointment, I found out that now I'm low in iron. The only thing is I was just like 1.5 points low. So it wasn't that low, but I was low in iron. So I went and got some iron supplements. So now I'm taking iron and I'm taking vitamin D plus my prenatals. Plus sometimes I still take my Zofran, my nausea medicine. So I'm taking quite a few things. So let me get into cravings. I have been craving salty foods since the beginning of my pregnancy, but in week 19 and even before week 19, I've been craving sandwiches, subs, pizzas, and noodle dishes. But like I said, it needs to be salty, but that's been my craving. And of course I need to eat healthier than that, but that's just what I want every day. I usually want some sort of sandwich, whether it's a burger or something from Panera Bread, or, you know, a sub from Subway, or we have this like local sub place that's really good that has like cheeseburger subs or a Reuben sandwich. I mean, I just love something with bread and some type of meat and sauce in the middle. It's just, that's just what I love. And then for pizza, I just want like a plain pepperoni pizza. I tried a sausage pizza because usually I like sausage pizzas, but it just tasted so nasty to me. I only like pepperoni pizza, and so I try to switch it up. Like, I'll get a pepperoni pizza from Little Caesars, and then I'll get a pepperoni pizza from Pizza Hut, and then I'll get a pepperoni pizza from Lito's Pizza. So, but anyways, I don't eat that bad every day, but when I need to get a craving in, I get a craving in. So literally week 20, my belly popped. I didn't have like any baby bump at all in week 19. Even the ultrasound tech was like, whoa, your stomach's so flat for being 19 weeks. And she's telling me how big she was. But literally the next week, week 20, my belly popped. And not only did my belly pop, but my belly button popped out immediately too. Like, I was so surprised. I thought it would take some time, but no, my belly button popped out. And I finally looked pregnant in week 20. One thing that I'm worried about is stretch marks. As you guys know, with my nausea and stuff like that, I cannot bear the smell of lotions. Like, I use my regular body lotion, which is fine, but the body creams and all that stuff that's supposed to help with stretch marks, I cannot stand the smell of it. I bought some, I forgot what brand it was, but I bought some body butters and body oils and stuff, and I haven't been able to use it since the beginning of my pregnancy because of the smell. So I was like, okay, let me just use some coconut oil, because coconut oil doesn't really have like a super strong smell. I can't even use coconut oil, and that's like all natural, and the smell isn't that bad. So I just can't use any type of anything on my stomach other than Jergens lotion or whatever body lotion I'm using at the time I can use on my stomach. But other than that, the creams and the body oils and body butters and the thicker things that are supposed to help with pregnancy, stretch marks, I cannot use. So I got super scared and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get some stretch marks. So I asked my mom, I was like, let me see your stomach, let me see if you have stretch marks. And she doesn't have not one stretch mark on her stomach. And you know, she's like 60 something years old and she doesn't have not one stretch mark on her stomach. And she's had 2 pregnancies. So I'm hoping that I'll be as lucky as her and not get any stretch marks. And she even told me she never used anything on her stomach, because of course she had kids back in the day when, you know, I don't think they used anything back in the day. So she never got stretch marks. So I'm just hoping I don't, despite the fact that I'm not using anything on my stomach other than just regular body lotion. Another thing that I've been experiencing that I'm gonna have to talk to my doctor about is I've been experiencing a ton of pressure and stomach aches. And I'm guessing the stomach aches are from intense constipation. Like I have really, really, really bad constipation. And I don't use the bathroom as much as I should. And I noticed that when I haven't used the bathroom in like 3 or 4 days is when the pain and the pressure is the worst. And it's in the lower part of my stomach. But with constipation, like I go to the bathroom and I still can't get anything out. Like I have the pressure that I need to take a dump, but I just can't get it out because I'm constipated. So I've been having problems with that. I don't know. I might get something from the doctor for it because it's getting really hard to deal with. Like if I lift up my leg to put pants on, it puts even more pressure on my lower stomach and it hurts. And I tend to forget to take my prunes or eat my prunes. If I ate my prunes every day, I know I'd be fine and I wouldn't be constipated, but I forget to. So I thought, okay, let me drink prune juice. That'll be easier to remember, easier to get down. But I tried prune juice and oh my God, it was gross. So that's not gonna work for me either. So I might have to get something for that. And I'm definitely gonna ask about the pain and the pressure down there because it's just so much pain and so much pressure. And especially if I lift up my leg, it's just too much. So this is my belly at 21 weeks. And as you can see, my belly button popped immediately. And then here it is at 21 weeks. Here's the other side at 21 weeks. So, bye loves.